Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Daniel, we'll start with you. Berlin, you must like it here. How was the kebab last year? Was it a good kebab?
Yeah,
or do you not remember?
It was a really good one.
Yeah.
Was a bit awkward, of course. But yeah, I think a well-deserved kebab. And I'm planning to have another one tomorrow night.
Okay. Win or lose, you're going to have a kebab.
No, I mean, the plan is to win, obviously. No, I mean, last year was amazing. I think everyone kind of expects us to do it again, but it's a new season and it's nothing is for granted. We cannot do better than last year. That's also quite clear, but we try to at least achieve the same.
And how confident are you coming into this weekend? Because it's been a more difficult season than last year was.
I'm quite confident. I mean, we didn't have the highlights compared to last year, but if you look at the points, we're on an equal situation that we've been at last year. So it just feels a bit different, but all in all, I think we are much, much closer behind in both championships that we were at this point last year. So I think there's still everything to play for. We won the team championship with a much, much bigger gap at this point last year, and also in the drivers' championship, I think was 3 times the gap. So yeah, it's still everything open. It's super tight this year. It's quite obvious that it's much harder to have a streak of good results this year, also with the qualifying format and everything. But yeah, we're here to win.
And tell us a bit about this circuit. Is it one you enjoy, and what's it like? What was the atmosphere like as well, especially last year?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I mean, I think it's quite special in Formula E, this track, because here you can build the track how you want it. So we don't have to follow streets, which makes it quite nice actually, and also the surrounding and everything. I think for the fans, the whole build-up scenario here is really, really good because everything is compact. The E-Village is on one side, the track on the other. You have a really good view over the track also. So I think from a fan's perspective, it's really, really nice to be here. From a driver's also, because the last 2 races, I think especially the racing was super hard with overtaking. We had such tight tracks with Monaco and Paris, and here finally we have a bit of space again where you don't feel like you need to run over another car if you want to make an overtake. So I think we will have great racing, also more energy saving. So all in all, this should make a great show here.
Cool. Thank you. Good luck with the weekend. Gary, turning to you. Tell us about your first season in Formula E. Is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, I guess it has been. I mean, you know, coming into it with being a new team and obviously new drivers in me and Stoffel, you know, you expect it to be tough. I think sometimes it's been tougher than we even expected it to be. But you know, the grid is full of really good teams that have a lot of experience in this series. The grid is full of really talented drivers the whole way through. So you know, it is going to be very tough. And I think the difficulty with Formula E is that every weekend is different. Every weekend is unique. You know, when in other series, if you do 3 or 4 races and you kind of got your handle on the car and stuff, you can, you know, go forwards and be competitive. But every weekend is new. Every weekend is completely different. You know, you go to Paris, then you to Monaco, which is just like a normal racetrack, basically. You come here, which is complete concrete, another complete different thing. And although we have some collaboration with Venturi and their historical stuff. As a team, we haven't been to these circuits before, so every weekend is a new adventure and you know, has its own unique properties. So it is tough, and every weekend it's tough. You know, it doesn't get easy. So I think until we've experienced the whole season and every circuit, we won't really go to a race knowing what to expect. You know, so it's been tough, but it's you know, we've had some highlights and we would like more highlights. We would have liked to have had more highlights as well, but you know, I think you have to show some respect to everybody else that's here and that has the experience, because everybody here is, you know, really talented, as I say.
And so, I mean, you've already sort of answered there, I suppose, but do you, coming into the home race for the team, do you have a realistic target for the weekend, or it's so unpredictable you just don't know? I mean,
you know, you have to have a target, and I think for us the target has to be to get both cars in the points. I mean, that has to be the target. You know, we've had some experience already. We've got our heads around the car pretty much. We're still experimenting every weekend with different things, but yeah, the aim has to be to get both cars in the points and try and get at least one of them on the podium. You know, we've shown that we have the pace in the wet a lot of the times, but also in the dry. We've had some good performance in the dry. I felt for the last couple of races, our race performance, especially at Monaco, was really strong, but just you couldn't overtake, you know. So I've been myself really quite disappointed with kind of my qualifying performance in the last few races. I felt like at Monaco we had a very good car, and Felipe showed the Venturi was pretty quick there. So I believe if we can try and unlock the sort of qualifying potential of the car, we've got a good chance of scoring very good points and possibly getting on the podium. And as I say, the aim for the weekend has to be getting both cars in the points at a minimum.
Cool. Best of luck. Pascal, turning to you. A home race here. What do you make of the whole setup here at Tempelhof?
I think it's great. The track looks good. Like the other guys mentioned, it should be easier to overtake here, so we will see a more exciting race, hopefully, than the last two races. Oh, Paris actually was not too bad. But yeah, and everything else around. I mean, for me, it's a home race, so I love being here. And hello. Yeah, so I love being here and can't wait for the race.
You got family and friends coming and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Good. I'm glad you have friends. Everyone has a family. Anyway, do you look at the championship?
But I pay them.
I pay them. Do you look at the championship standings much? Do you look at, I'm still in contention to win the title, or not really in your first season?
No, not at all. I mean, I missed the first race, and for me, it's my first season, so a lot to learn. Every track is new for me, and I take it just from race to race, really.
Okay, cool. Best of luck for the weekend. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Listening your comments in the race.
Yeah, okay. I'll be nice, I promise. Okay. Tom, finally, how's it been having your first sort of proper full season in Formula E? You've dipped in and out for a couple of years. Have you been enjoying it with Neo?
Yeah, it's a tough season, no doubt. We hoped more. Unfortunately, we don't have the performance to fight in the front, so it has been frustrating. And yeah, to have a full season, it's a bit different. You have a bit more time to develop as a driver in Formula E and build a relationship with the team. While last year I had to come and do a good job and a solid job. So it was always there was a bit more pressure last year because I knew that if I would do a bad weekend, maybe it would be my last weekend in FE, So, but I think I did well, and that's why I'm here now.
Attack mode is on the outside of turn 6 here. What do you make of that? Very different to the last race in Monaco.
Yeah, I think the last races it was getting better and better because we were losing no time anymore. It was not at the beginning of the season, it was more or less getting rid of it as soon as we could because the loss was too much for the gain. And I feel a bit that year the loss will be a lot compared to the gain. So unfortunately, I think we will see a lot of guys using it on the safety car here.